Before you send out your baby shower invites, which include your Amazon baby registry link, let me show you where you can probably save about $1,000 on your baby registry. I have an example to show you today. Let's jump right into it. So first off, on this baby registry, the first item is an activity center. They're okay. I don't think they're a need. They can be, hard on their hips, make them toe walkers. A rug on the ground, a blanket on the ground can do the job. Then we have a playtime mat sort of vibe. Again, you could just do a quilt, give them some toys, call it a day. You don't have to have the overhead items. They'll be okay. Then we have the Up a Baby bouncer seat. This is ridiculously expensive. You can find a bouncer for about $30. Out of all the seats, we may see some more here in the future, but out of things like this, the one I recommend the most is the bouncer. Reasons for this: easy to move around. Say you want to take a shower and have baby be in there with you, right outside the shower, they could be in the bouncer, possibly. Or you have an upstairs, downstairs, and you don't want to have a million different items. Easy to move the bouncer up and down. It could travel with you a little bit if needed. Say it's like a car ride to grandma and grandpa's house. Also, if your baby has spitting up issues or reflux, it gives them that incline. So for me, if I'm going to get one, it's the bouncer, and I'm going to get one that's extremely affordable, not this brand. Just these items, I could save you $200 easily. Moving right along, we have a Up a Baby pack and play. This is absolutely ridiculous. Play yard, pack and play, portable crib, people call them different things, but $400, ridiculous. You could find one for probably $89. That is decent. Now, the one thing I do like about this product is it's not got a bunch of bells and whistles with it. Get one that's very simple and very plain, and you just put baby in it to sleep. That's my opinion. Use it as a travel crib for the most part, unless you want it during the daytime as a play area. But for me, it's a travel crib. More money you could save right there. Next, bath time. So we have this dolphin. It's a spout cover for $6-ish. Go ahead and get it if you want it. We didn't get one though. Our kids just know not to hit their head on it, okay? By the time that they're old enough to be in the bath unsupervised, they're really old. Honestly, you should be right there. Don't let them put their head under it. Not rocket science, okay? You should be in the bathroom with your baby up to a very decently old age. Okay, then we have the Frida Control Flow Bath Cup. Absolutely unnecessary. We use a plastic cup that we got who knows where, and it works just fine. Then we have the Frida Baby 4-in-1 Grow With Me. Typically, I don't like Frida stuff. I think it's very, sick, fear, just items you don't need based, but this isn't a bad one, okay? I actually like this one. Didn't have it. We had the Angel Care Bath Support, and I wouldn't do it again. If I were to have kids all over again, I would do something more like this. Okay, so for me, that's actually a good buy. Next, we got some practical stuff, okay? We have some Honest Company wipes. Great. This is like a bum spray or wash. Great if you want that vibe, okay? Some diapers, I believe size 3. Shopping ahead is great, okay? You will be so happy when they're 6 months old or however old, and you're like, yes, free diapers, okay? Then we have Honest Company 2s, 1s, and newborn. That is great. Then we have Honest 5s and 4s. Let me keep moving this up so you can see. Be careful about getting too far ahead because you have to store them. Do you have a place to store them, first of all? If you don't do this. If you do, great, all right? Again, though, make sure you don't lose them in the sense of maybe you stored them so well, you forget to find them. When your kid's in 4s, you want to use the 4s. The point isn't to have them stored in a closet, it is to use them. So again, just something to keep in mind. Then we have some Hello Baby disposable diapers as well. You can try different brands, see what you like, but honestly, I wouldn't get 4s and 5s and say this brand, and then let's scroll down, I believe there's more. And then also in the Hello Babies, because you probably are gonna by then figure out which brand you prefer. So I'm not real sure of the theory there. Maybe somebody gave them some advice on that, and maybe one set of diapers are for day, one is for night. Again, not entirely sure, but we do have more diapers. So let's see, these are overnight diapers, size 6. That's really far ahead. Really far ahead, would not recommend that. Size 1 and more newborn, would not do more of the newborn. Moving along, then we got some Pampers newborns. We have too many newborns at this point. Okay, like I said, 10 a day, that's 14 days. Your baby, they might grow fast. I had a baby that was over 9 pounds. We would not have needed all these newborn diapers. They would have been exploding out of them, to be completely honest. And when little babies go poo, you heard the term blowout, right? Blowouts often happen. Some babies, they'll poop every day. Some babies will poop every 3 or 4 days. So when they go, it's a disaster, okay? If anything, I wouldn't say get too small of a diaper, but then too big is a mess too. You want a diaper that fits them. Okay, so too many newborns, that's my point. Diaper Genie, I would not get that. That would be $64 right back in my pocket, or the person who's buying it for you. This is a baby registry. People are buying you the gifts, but I don't want them to spend money on things I don't need. A Diaper Genie is not a need in my opinion. I think they're nasty, and just throw the diapers in the trash. Have a trash can in their room. That works too. Depends on your home, depends on your setup and where you're often changing baby. But for me, a Diaper Genie is an absolute no-go. So in other words, the family and friends could be spending that money on clothing, on sleepers, on swaddles, on sheets for the crib, things that you need more so. All right, so $64 I would have in other products. Moving along, these are like bottle sippy cups. It's a transition cup. I breastfed, so didn't need it. Could be nifty. We've got a Dr. Brown's bottle warmer and sterilizer. That's kind of weird. It looks tiny, so I don't know what you're really getting out of that. I don't think you need a warmer. Just use warm water. That's my opinion. Then we got Philips Avent glass bottles. If I were going to do bottle, I think I would seriously consider doing glass. So not bad there. I like that they're 8 ounces. That's a good one. Then we have Dr. Brown's. Now these look like they could be plastic, and these are only 5 ounce. There's the 5 ounce. Wouldn't get those. Philips Avent, again, these are 9 ounce. Not sure that those are glass or plastic. I'm not going to go into the details. But you need bottles. You don't need this many bottles though. Like we're getting into the ma'am here. This is a ma'am set with big, medium, and small, or just big and, I don't know. I don't like ma'am. I barely ever used a bottle. I pretty much nursed exclusively, but it comes apart at the top and the bottom. Good for cleaning, but we had leaks. So not a fan, and it was a brand new bottle. Not a fan for us, so I would skip the ma'am. And then there's another 2-pack here of ma'am bottles. I would skip those, okay? Honest opinion. Ooh, this is my favorite item. Let me move my mouse off there. So this is my favorite item. The reason is I'm a big fan of a booster seat at home, but then on the go. Okay, you've got a cookout, you've got family parties, you have Thanksgiving at your aunt's house. People don't all have baby seats. And if you always want baby to eat on your lap, great, but some people don't want to do that. At a barbecue, it's just not easy to sit there with them on your lap the whole time. You want to go get a refill on your drink or go throw your plate in the trash. It gets you messy. It maybe makes them not eat as well. I love this travel booster seat situation. You could also take the tray off and just have it be a little chair. If you're at a little cookout playing cornhole, it could be a chair for them. Now, I did not get this item. I didn't really know about it, or just, hadn't really heard much about it at that point. Oh my gosh, if I had a baby now, I would 100% get this item, like without a doubt. I think it would be a game changer for going around any sort of environment where, you want your kid to sit and eat. Okay, it's not rocket science. Then we have a food catcher that's compatible with the Stoke Trip Trap high chair. Trip Traps have they're typically expensive and kind of luxury high chairs in my opinion. So for me, $60 for this would be a no-go because it's not even gonna catch all the food anyway. Then we have this one. It doesn't say Trip Trap there, so that's interesting. It's expensive. I would get a cheap booster seat for about $30. So we actually got one off Facebook Marketplace. Love it. I can't find the link, but I love it, and I will link something very similar. Then here we have a splat mat. So we're already catching some of the food. Then the mat's going to catch some of the food. Then the floor is still going to catch some of the food. So now you're cleaning 3 things instead of just the floor. Sometimes helpful items aren't helpful. So for me, that's $50 back. Then we have another high chair. I'm assuming they're trying to choose between high chairs. So, okay, not all these would actually be on there. Again, would not get a high chair. Look at how long those legs stick out. Obviously, that's for safety and balance, but that is taking up a large amount of space in your kitchen. A booster seat does not do that. It fits in a chair that you already had. Again, another high chair, up a baby, $279. When did baby stuff become this like status thing? It's like having a Birkin bag or something. It's just a high chair. It's okay if it's plasticky and pink. It doesn't have to be wood and just glorious. Okay, I get we don't want to like cheesy up our house, but I think the key to that isn't having more stuff that's expensive. It's just having fewer baby items in the first place. That's my answer to that. Then we have a Philips Avent bottle warmer. Again, they're probably choosing between the two. I would definitely just get one, if one at all. Probably none for me. Next, we have a baby monitor. So it looks like it can go to a screen or a phone, which could be great. I know going to your phone could drain your battery. I don't know how people manage that. We have one that goes to a screen, but it can't go to our phone. So could be a great option. $350, pretty expensive. The one we got at the time we had babies was called the VaVa, and it was more like $120, I want to say. So, and we felt like that was expensive. So kind of crazy to me there. And it wasn't that long ago, FYI. The Frida Baby Saline Kit, I don't like Frida Baby. They have all these sickness items that I feel like it's like fear mongering. Like, your baby's going to be sick. You need to have all these things. Your baby might not get sick. I barely had sick babies the first year. They were fine. Okay, relax. You can also order this off Amazon in a pinch or send your husband out to the store. You don't have to buy all these things just in case. That is my opinion. Philips Avent pacifiers, pink and purple. Cool, whatever. Get whatever pacifiers you want to get. I just say go cheap. Then we have a couple more baby monitor vibes. So Mom Cozy 5-inch, 109. That's much better. Then we have the Owlet. Now, the Owlet typically goes to your phone and it's like the sock thing that is the monitor on their foot. But this one also has a camera with it. So interesting. I don't know about that. And then we have the Hello Baby. It's not Wi-Fi. It's just to the screen, which is what we had, similar like vibe, at $63. So obviously we're going to remove some expense just because they have doubles. Now, what I would say here is get one that has a screen. Don't just rely on your phone. It's up to you if you want to do Wi-Fi or not, and it goes to your phone also. That's up to you. 5-inch screen, you definitely want 5-inch, if not bigger. Split screen, and get 2 cameras. Get 2 cameras from day one. That way that if you have a kid and then 2 years later you have another kid, you can go from 2 cameras on the same baby to 1 in one room and 1 in the other room. Split screen so you can see 2 cameras at the same time and watch both children. Okay, that is a pro tip from an experienced mama. Alrighty, next we have the grooming kit. I would throw that off. The thermometer I would keep because you should have a thermometer. And then the humidifier. Everybody seems to think that babies need humidifiers. Let me scroll this up. Sorry, I'm probably blocking it. You don't need a humidifier unless your baby just really is like dried out, okay? Or you live in Arizona. Next, the more of that Frida Baby. We got another like essentials kit for $70. That's ridiculous to me. And then we have a $35 sick day prep, which probably has repeat items from all the other kits, which is really frustrating to me. I don't like Frida Baby. It's just too much overwhelm for me. Sound machine. So, okay, we have the Hatch light. That'll be linked in the description as well. We love the Hatch light. It's a light and a sound machine. It goes to your phone, helped with scheduling our kids like an alarm clock. Really, really loved it. Cannot recommend it enough. Then we have the Love to Dream Swaddle Up and then a transitional swaddle. Both of them arms are up. These are practical items. These are where your money should go, okay? Moving right along, we got a portable sound machine and nightlight. Okay, so not a bad buy, but we used an old cell phone. We got a free white noise app downloaded onto it. We still use it. We've been using it for 5+ years. It doesn't hold a battery anymore, so we have to keep it plugged in. But when it used to hold battery, we could do it on the go, like just like you charge a cell phone, you know? So we actually did that. Kind of weird, but we were just being thrifty. All right, me and my husband tried to be so minimalistic. And in some ways it really paid off. We have a Maxi Cozy Bassinet. I skipped the bassinet. We did cribs from day one. You can put the crib in your primary bedroom with you and your spouse, or you could put it in their bedroom and maybe sleep on a guest bed that's in the baby's room. What's nice about that is I would sleep in there, and then in the morning I'd make the bed, and then I'd put like a quilt across the bed and the diaper caddy, and then that was my changing pad. So that worked really well for us, and I really enjoyed having my baby in the crib from day one. We didn't have to transition them from a bassinet to a crib. We didn't have to buy a mattress for both. We didn't have to buy sheets for both. We just got the crib ready and called that good. Next, a couple teethers. Again, Frida Baby. I would find the cheapest teethers you can. Don't worry about them being Frida. Cheap. That's the way to go. Then we have some bassinet sheets. Cool. I love that they're very gender neutral. When it comes to things like swaddles and bedding, towels, washcloths, burp cloths, go gender neutral. Go for the grays and stuff. And I know people don't like the boringness, but those items can be used for all your children. So go boring on those. Put the spices of color and pop in like their lovey or their blanket or their wallpaper, their clothing. Practical items like this go very gender neutral. Next, we have the Hatch light. So they have that on here as well. I would actually recommend you go for the $70 Hatch light over the more affordable sound machine we saw earlier, because the Hatch light can do a lot and it's really cool for getting your kid on the schedule. The next item is a Frida Baby air purifier. Nope, not for me. If my air wasn't pure enough for me, it's like, why do people put babies on such a pedestal? Like, if your air was dirty, you should have bought this before you had a baby. Don't do it for baby, do it for your whole household. So that's $60 I would get back. Next, we have some safety knob covers for the stove. Realistically, I would not get this. Now, I can't tell you not to because, hello, safety. I don't want anything to happen to anybody's babies. But putting items like this on your stove is actually more likely to draw their attention to it and make them more curious about it, in my opinion. So I would not do that. Call me crazy. And again, I don't want to advise you not to. If you feel like you need it, you absolutely should get it. Then we have more baby locks for cabinets and things around the house. So up to you. I didn't do a lot of baby proofing, and you can call me wrong for that, but I just feel like it draws a lot of attention to things. We did some outlet covers that were very like minimalistic and not very, noticeable. But other than that, we didn't do too much. I just kept an eye on my kiddos. Then we have another play gym. So we had that other one that was like the 4-way. This one's more like an aesthetic wood one. It looks very, very tiny to me. So for me, I would say it's probably a no-go. As cute as it is and beautiful, I probably wouldn't do it. So however much money that would be, that's more money back. The Dove body wash. Cool. I say go for it. I love that it has a pump that makes it really easy at bath time. Frida Baby medicine pacifier syringe. I'd say it's 50-50 if your kid will use it and take it. That one is not one of the baby Frida type products that I hate on too much because it is hard to give babies medicine, but babies can be picky on their passing. If that's not the style they like, then you might be in trouble. Some Honest Baby, like a gift newborn set for $50. That seems really, really expensive. Probably wouldn't do it. Okay, we got some Frida postpartum underwear. They specifically say C-section. Not sure if that just has to do with the rise on them, but $9, not too bad. It depends on how many are in the package and if you can find an option similar in the store for a better price. Then we have a Dr. Brown all-in-one sterilizer and dryer. Okay, so it washes them and it dries them. $75. I would probably wash by hand, but I was in a bottle mama. I directly nursed, so I can't talk too much, but how much work is the bottle sterilizer? Like filling it up with water, unloading it, loading it, versus just washing the bottle and getting it done. Sometimes these things that make life easier, they're still work. There still is some maintenance involved. So up to you. Next, we've got a Frida Mom 30-piece hospital essentials, basically. Oh my goodness, that is $185. That is absolutely ridiculous. You don't need the gown. Just use the free one that they give you at the hospital and pitch it. Don't have to take it home and wash it, The Perry bottle, they do give you one in the hospital. Underwear, you're going to get a kit over there. I would not get this whole kit for that price. I would piece out the items and get what you actually think you're gonna need. That's absolutely ridiculous. Then we have the Baby Breza or Breza. I'm always unsure on that one, but it is again a bottle sterilizer and dryer for $140 now. It's up to you. I would get the one that fits the most bottles. Now, do you need to have bottles that are specifically compatible with it? I don't know. I never had one. Wasn't an issue for me, but I really think I would just skip on it personally, or get glass bottles that the glass can at least go in the dishwasher. I don't know, just not my jam. And then we have Dreft laundry detergent. What I always say with laundry detergent, everyone in the family should be on the same detergent. If you are holding baby and say I use Tide, they're laying on me. Woohoo, they use Dreft. Their face is snuggled in the Tide. Okay, so everybody should be on the same detergent, whatever you feel like is best for your family. It could be Dreft, it could be all free and clear. Totally up to you, but if you mix and match, it's just not gonna matter. So for me, it's a skip. And with that, we come to the end of this baby registry. So based on my recommendations of what should be eliminated, I think we saved well over $1,000, which is crazy. Honestly, is that not crazy? There was no jammies on here. There was no stroller on here. There was no car seat. There was no crib mattress. There's a lot of things that could have been on here and replaced $1,000 worth of stuff that I don't feel like they needed. So if you like this concept and are interested in getting help with your baby registry, I offer a service, Baby Registry Reviews. Check the description for the link. And then also, if any of the items on this baby registry sparked your interest, I do go ahead and link all those as well, again, in the description. I don't recommend them all, but if it's something you're interested, absolutely go down there and check it out.